Day 7 of our journey into self-discovery and growth. Today, we're taking a trip back to where some of our deepest fears began, childhood. We all remember the monsters in the closet, the strange noises under the bed, or the shadows that danced on the walls at night. As children, the world can seem overwhelming, unpredictable, and sometimes terrifying. For many of us, our imaginations would run wild in the dark, turning ordinary household objects into terrifying creatures. But those monsters weren't just figments of our imagination. They were often reflections of deeper fears we didn't yet have the tools to understand. Psychologists tell us that childhood fears, like monsters in the closet, are ways we process the unknown. It's our mind's way of trying to make sense of things we can't control, like the dark, strange sounds, or being alone. But here's the twist. Even as adults, many of these childhood fears can resurface. The monsters may have changed shape. They might not live in our closets anymore, but they show up in different ways. Anxiety before a big presentation, fear of failure, or dread over an uncertain future. Have you ever noticed how fear has a way of sneaking back into our lives when we least expect it? That sudden, unexplained anxiety when you're about to try something new, or the worrying that gnaws at you in the middle of the night. It can feel as irrational as the monsters from our childhood. But just like those early fears, there's a reason they're here. When those childhood fears resurface, it's often a sign that there's something beneath the surface, anything unresolved that we need to confront. Maybe it's a fear of rejection, a deep-seated insecurity, or a lack of confidence in our abilities. The question is, how do we deal with these resurfacing fears? The answer lies in understanding where they come from. Fears often come from uncertainty or a lack of control. As children, the dark represented everything we didn't understand. As adults, it's often the unknown about our future, our careers, our relationships that triggers similar anxieties. But the key difference now is that we have tools. We have the ability to face our fears and rationalize them. We have experience and wisdom that we didn't have as children. Facing these fears doesn't mean they'll disappear overnight. Just like how simply opening the closet didn't make the monster vanish when we were kids. But it does mean we can stop letting them control us. Sometimes, facing our fears as adults is about acknowledging the unknown and accepting that it's part of life. It's about realizing that, while fear is natural, it doesn't have to hold us back. What monsters are still lurking in your closet? Take a moment today to reflect. What fear from your childhood might still be affecting you now? Is it a fear of failure, of being alone? Or maybe it's that old fear of the unknown? Whatever it is, remember, the monsters in the closet were never real, but the feelings they stirred were. It's time to face them, not with the eyes of a child, but with the strength and wisdom of an adult. On day 7, let's commit to confronting those fears head-on. They don't have to control us. Just like the closet door, we have the power to open them up, look inside, and see that the only thing waiting there is what we put in. Tomorrow, we'll continue this journey together. But today, remember this, the monsters in the closet were never real, and neither are the ones that live in the shadows of our adult minds. Until next time, stay brave, stay curious, and keep moving forward.